Greetings, Summoners! Day 2 of the 5th birthday anniversary of 7 Pirates is underway. Today they hit us with 2 new pieces of legendary equipment. The first piece is the Quietus chess piece, which was also known as the Black Knight chess piece from Ark of War, which is a tier suppression or unit level restraint, but it's essentially tier suppression. It makes it so that if you have tier 4 and you are wearing Quietus or unit level restraint stats, and you are going against a lower tier troop like tier 2 or tier 1, for each difference in tier, you get a bonus to damage done and bonus to reduction of damage received. So it basically makes higher tiers do better against lower tiers. Fighting against the same tier doesn't do anything for you. Anyway, so that is a chess piece from Ark of War, and then their Eye of the Abyss is a accuracy item, which is also called Eye of the Abyss in Ark of War. If you don't know what Ark of War is and you play Sky Kingdoms, it's basically the same game rebranded. A lot of these items are, every item so far is being transferred over to this game. So we have to make a very important decision, because these two items are actually polar opposites depending on your play style. And a lot of people might not catch that early on. You think, oh, do I want damage and accuracy in the helm, or do I want to get tier suppress and chess piece? Well, if you played Ark of War, you know the answer is both. You want like 2 or 3 Eye of Abysses, and you want 3 or 4 Quietuses eventually. But right now, it's so early in the game, just to get the super equipment chest item, Delicate Cross, you have to open 125 super equipment chests, which after doing the math turns out to be about 60-something thousand gold, which turns out to be like $250. So not a lot of people are going to be getting these legendary items yet. And don't worry, over time they get cheaper, right? But if you're willing to give them money up front and pay for the advantage, you can buy it now. But for $250, you have to get the Delicate Cross. And they both take the same Delicate Cross. So if you want to get one of each, or if you want to get multiples of each, you are limited to 3, because it's a 3-day long event. See over here it says, right there, 2 days, right above my head. You have 3 days total to do the quest. Well, some of the items like Primal Fire, Magic Puppet, Moonstone, you can only get so many per day. Now the Magic Puppet and the Moonstone you can get multiples of, because you get the Moonstone by just your guild doing the quest. So you're going to get 3 of those, and then you're going to get another 3 for the individual event. So you get plenty of those. But you have to rank in the top 32 to get the where is it? The little stuffy there, little stuffy guy. Is there a way to? There we go. Okay, so the magical puppets. So you can get 2 magical puppets per day. You can get 2 whatchamacallits per. Oh gosh, what's it called? Say it right. Say it right, Melt. Okay. You can get 2 moonstones a day, 2 magical puppets per day. You can get as many Delicate Crosses as you're willing to buy. They cost about $250 a piece, because it takes 125 super equipment chests to get 1. Sometimes you can get lucky, but at 125 they just give you it. I don't know why they don't tell us that. It's just built into the game. You have to ask other players. We use the line chat. If you haven't joined the social app Line, L-I-N-E, to talk to all the other Sky Kingdoms players on different servers or your server, check the description below and invite or add me or any one of the other admins down there, and just message us online. We'll get you in the Sky Kings community so you can be a part of this, so you know what's going on. But anyway, the problem is you can get 6 of the Magic Puppets, 6 of the Moonstones, and as many Delicate Crosses as you want, but Primal Fires. You can only get 3 Primal Fires, because the only way to get Primal Fire is the daily quest right here to do all 20. There's your Primal Fire. So you can only choose 3, and you can't bank those, you can't store those. That's just the maximum limit. So if you're going to get 1 of these items, just know that you can get 3. Let's just say that. Maximum 3. All right. The question, though, is if you're going to get 1, which one should you get? And that's what I was preluding to at the beginning of this video, is that it's actually a difficult question, because if you choose the Quietus chess piece, you are basically announcing that you are going to go high-tier troop. You are going to fight with high-tier troop. The problem with fighting with high-tier troop, for any Ark War veterans, know that high-tier troop is expensive to repair. And if you have a very high leadership commander, which you're going to want, then carrying a big, heavy army of high-tier troops is very risky. So this armor protects you from lower-tier armors and commanders like Plasma, who aren't in this game yet. And he's a bomber. If you kill his troops, he hits all your troops. Anyway, this will help you in that advantage if you want to be a boss-like player. However, that's not necessarily the playstyle everyone wants. You can instead choose to go for like more of a PvP Nemesis style build with commanders like Gervilurk or Bullet. And Rock is not in this game yet, but he's a mech commander that can ignore tier suppression. So this unit level restraint is, we call it tier suppression. The Eye of the Abyss is a helmet item, and it is the absolute best in slot accuracy item. You can't get accuracy in the helm on any other item yet. So this will be a cheaper item in the future. In Arc of War, it's a lot easier to get. You actually use the Versus or Fence of Thorn to get the reagent instead of super equipment chests. You actually would farm the gear over here in Fence of Thorn. So usually it becomes a reagent during that event. But anyway, it's not yet in this game. And they do change the events overall. But right now it's Quietus versus Eye of Abyss. And how do you choose what's best for you? Well, you've got to kind of choose a play style. One thing is for sure, you will always use your Quietus when farming monsters. Remember, you have to kill event monsters to get monster cores. Event monsters are sprinkled throughout the map. Let's see if I can get lucky in this video and just find one real fast. But basically, the monsters 1 and 2 are really easy if you have tier 3 and 4. Monster level 3 is going to be a little more challenging. You're probably going to need tier 5 for that, and probably over 1,200 to 1,500 leadership. So here's a monster level 1. And they drop marching speed, dragon stones, and the reagent there to combine 4 of those into a monster core. So anyway, okay. Eye of Abyss versus Quietus. Well, Eye of Abyss, you need the accuracy in the helm if you want to use commanders like Gervilurk to punish players using high tier. You can use low tier to punish high tier. That's a very popular thing to do on Arc of War, especially when people start using tier 7 and tier 8. Tier 5 and tier 6, not so much, because in order to be effective with a commander that uses ignore tier suppression, you do need a lot of leadership, very high level skills, and a lot of accuracy gear. So Eye of Abyss right now is the only damage helmet. It also does all crit damage, which if you do a critical strike, it will do damage bonus. However, it doesn't give you just a straight raw damage bonus like Destruction Helmet does, which I don't know if Destruction Helmet is in the game yet. We'll see. Destruction Helmet is a thalmus, or it's a necklace in this game. It's a necklace, not an actual helmet. The gear gets a little shaky there. But basically, this is the #1 damage item in the game for helmets as far as I know right now. Or for necklaces, excuse me. So it gives you accuracy, it gives you damage. Now, in the end game, when you automatically crit all the time because your research mastery is so high that it's over 100%. So unless they're debuffing your chance to crit, you always crit. So right here it says mastery. And now eventually that gets to 20%. And then there's another mastery over here, Mech Mastery 2, or Infantry Mastery 2, which goes up to 100%. It's huge. It's a mega game changer. But when that happens, you're going to have maximum crit, and you're always going to crit with any troop you use that follows that class type. And when you do have all crit damage, you get that bonus. Now, for the theory crafters in your mind going out there like, well, if I add 63% crit damage, how does that compare to just adding straight raw damage? As it turns out, crit damage, because of the way the multiplier for crit works, assume it's about 15% less. So if you hit for 100 damage and you crit and then it hits for 200, if you add Eye of Abyss, let's say the damage would be 300. Okay, if you normally would hit for 100, then you would crit and it would hit for 200. If you're wearing Eye of Abyss, it may take your damage up to, let's say, 300, even though the math is a little shaky. If you're using the raw damage helm, Destruction Necklace, or Destruction Helmet, depending on what they're going to call it in this game, it's going to be about 15% harder. And that's really what I'm trying to convey with this message, is like, this is a great accuracy and damage helm. It's not the best damage helm or necklace in the game, but it's certainly good, and it's usually cheap. Right now, it's not cheap, so take that with a grain of salt. Eventually, the ignore tier suppression meta will chime in or will become a thing. So decide what's better for you. If you're going to go for high tier, go for the Quietus. If you're not sure and you just want the accuracy right now, or maybe you made the mistake of getting what's his name? Gargamel? No, what's his name? Any command. If you're maining a commander right now that doesn't have guaranteed hit skills, so if you were one of the unfortunate people that's maining a Lucifer or a Galahad right now, you'll notice that people can just dodge you. You might need to get your hands on that Eye of Abyss right away. In the future, if you decide to main Nemian, he actually has an ability that increases his accuracy each round. So not necessarily so important on him. But anyway, I think I've rambled on enough about those two polar opposite items. You're going to need both of them eventually in the future. And if you're going to be the server boss, you probably want to go for the Quietus right now. If you're not going to be the server boss and you just want the damage helm, which is going to be all around great and usually cheaper than other damage in helm items, then that's a good choice too. So I hope that helps make your decision if you are going to spend for that. Obviously, normally I don't like doing videos where I don't have the item. But unfortunately, this game's rolling out updates so fast, there's no way I'm just going to pay to get all this stuff all the time. It's not going to happen, guys. We don't make that kind of money on this channel anyway. So, yeah, that's it. I hope this helped. And, yeah, peace is bad for business.